Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm here in this beautiful enchanted woodland to have a go at pitching a tent and having a little wild camp here tonight. It's only 7:30, so there is a possibility that some people could be tromping through the woods still, but I am a little way off the path there and I'm sheltered by this big rhododendron bush here. So I found myself a little soft patch. Even though it is a little bit early, I'm going to start getting my kit out. Let's see if we can set up camp here tonight. There's another chair folded up over there. Someone's obviously coming back here. Let's move on. So we're currently looking for somewhere that we can pitch up a little bit later on. And although it seems like it's quite quiet in these woods, there is evidence that people have been here and might come back. The quarry is, or part of the quarry is down there, and I've got to be careful because I'm wearing trainers at the moment because my hiking trainers got so wet and my socks were so wet that I decided just to come in my trainers now. So I'm going to have to tread carefully. This was going to be one of my options tonight amongst these trees at the edge of the quarry. So basically, down there is where some of the quarry used to be, and behind me is a little clearing that's fairly flat. However, it is quite close to the hammock pitch down there that's got those chairs, so I'm just going to go a bit further on. I'm hoping to find somewhere nice and peaceful that's away from crazy sheep and cows, of course. Oh, now then. I've come to the fence. So the question is, do I climb over the fence? Let's have a look. Do I climb over? Ooh. Apologies. Do I climb over the fence? Or do I stay this side of the fence? Looks like we're going to have to shimmy over the fence, I think. Can't see a way through. I think I might have found a nice location sheltered under the rhododendron, and there is a path just down there, around the corner down there. There is a little makeshift stone circle there as well, actually, so people obviously come here. I think I'm far enough from the path and tucked away in this little soft patch here, hopefully. So I'm going to have a go at pitching here. It's getting on for 7:30. This is a little bit early. I can't hear anyone, it's quite quiet, and like I say, I think I'm out the way here, so fingers crossed we won't get disturbed. So I'm going to start getting my kit out. bagpipes over there. So if you saw my last video, you know that I've got the Lanshan 1, which is this one here, and I struggled a little bit trying to pitch it last time. So I've had another little look online on the instructions of how to pitch it, and I did try and pitch it in the back garden, but I've got a concrete patio type garden, so there was nowhere to dig it into grass. So I just weighted it down with bricks, and then I had a look at the way the guy lines were and stuff. So I'm going to try and pitch it today and see how I get on. But this will be the first time I've officially pitched it on grass, sort of grass, moss. So let's have a go. So in the last video, a lot of you were commenting that the pole wasn't tall enough, and I know that. I had it to 125 on here, but this part doesn't have any measurements on it. So I'm going to try and bring it up a little bit taller this time. But I'm not sure why it doesn't have any measurements, so I'm just going to bring it just below where it says stop. And hopefully that should be tall enough. It certainly looks tall enough, so we'll just have a go. It's all about trial and error, I think, with this one. So we seem to be serenaded with bagpipes tonight, which is rather lovely. I didn't film pitching the tent because, to be quite honest, I've been messing around adjusting the guy lines and moving the pegs and stuff to try and get it right for myself. Okay, we now also have church bells going. So it's still not perfect. It's high at the front, it's right down to the ground at the back, and ignore the terrible seam steel that's peeling from the tent, ignore that. So at the moment I've just used loads of pegs, so I've got 3 pegs in there, 1 peg at the front, and then lots of other pegs. My main issue wasn't actually the outer tent this time, it was actually getting a nice taut inner tent instead. The front was fine, but the back was sagging, so I had to do a few adjustments, which is why I didn't film it while I was messing around with changing it about. But you might already see that I've got the guy lines extended. So the nice man off YouTube, and I can't remember his name, I'll put it in when I edit. I watched his videos and kind of copied him really. So this first one, I did what he did, and I've put a 60 centimetre piece of guy line from here looping round to this one. So from the top loop to this loop, and then I've looped the black proper guy line, not the yellow rubbish one, ignore that for the moment, through that loop. Now he says that helps extend the distance for the guy line to come way back here, somewhere down here. Now again, I've tied that bag to the guy line so I don't trip over it basically, and that's why the yellow one is still there as well, just so I can see it. So we've got a lot more distance from the guy line from the tent. Also, I've actually threaded the back guy line through the top, and try not to trip over all these guy lines, threaded it through this centre piece here, so it extends out and it lifts the back of the tent out. Now I could have put the guy line a bit further back, and I've been playing with the tension of the inner tent as well. It's too soft just there to put a peg in, so I've actually shortened it on this occasion and put it there. It makes the tent right close to the floor. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but it will do for now. I feel like I'm in a bit of asylum at the moment because I've got bagpipes and church bells going off, but I'll continue. So this guy line here, it runs all the way from the other side of the tent over the top, and then it loops into these loops here and extends all the way out. These bagpipes are driving me insane. I can't think straight. It's taken me several attempts to film showing you the tent because I've got church bells going off over there and I've got bagpipes behind me, and it's sending me a little bit gaga at the moment. What I'm trying to show you is the modifications, and they're only basic ones that I've done to this tent. It's not perfect yet, but it's a lot better than the other time. But I hope that sort of shows how I've done it. I I hope it's right. We'll soon find out later. I'm going to start putting the stuff inside the tent. The flies are getting me at the moment, the bugs are getting me, so I need to find my bug spray, which I did bring with me. And I just wish those bagpipes would stop. At the moment they're driving me insane. So yeah, I'm going to have a look at inside because I haven't actually looked inside this tent since I bought it. So bear with me while I set up the interior. So I've got my Trekology UL80 sleep mat. That's what I use every time. No difference there. And this is the very unstealthy way of blowing up the air mat by using my flex tail air pump. That's really noisy, but oh, need the adapter. So I'm just going to put the adapter on and then squash it in the hole. Oh, I'm so out of practice with all this because I haven't done it. I haven't been camping since I think it was October. Oh dear me. I did some car camping in April, but right. Deja vu, anyone? Hello! Gotta be quick because there's loads of flies about. I hope it fits actually. I've not even tried it. Yeah. Zump, zump, zump. Quick, shut it in. Oh, mission. That was a mission. Right, next. Next is the pillow. Oh, good grief, it goes down as soon as I... Why does it go down? It's ridiculous. Right. That's the pillow. That'll have to do. Chuck that in. Now, I hope it's going to be warm. Now, I hope it's going to be warm tonight because I've only bought a really thin sleeping bag because my other one just took too much room in the bag and I got sick of everything getting squashed. So I bought this, it was actually a hand-me-down and it's from Mountain Warehouse. Let me show you. This one is Mountain Warehouse Traveller 50. So really small, really lightweight. I hope I'm not going to freeze to death. I'm sure I won't because it's boiling. But yeah, it's literally really, really thin. And that's all I've got. So I'm just going to chuck this in there as well. Never used it before. So that should be interesting to see if it's warm enough. The flex tail, as you know, once you take the valve off, you can adapt it into a nice light, like so. So that's going to be inside as well as my light. There's a little hook just here. I'm going to hang it on there ready. There, okay. I'm going to put all my bags inside each other so I know where they are. Right, next. This is my foam insulation that goes under the sleep mat, but for now I'm just going to use it to sit on because I don't have a sit mat. Clothes and toiletries. Chuck them in. I'll crack on and get the rest of my stuff set up and then I'll come back to you when it's time for dinner. I really wanted to just keep it simple tonight, so I just bought the tent, which is so much lighter. I haven't brought the drone with me and I haven't bought any power banks either, so I just wanted a simple night. I'm only a mile or so from the car and I will be going home in the morning anyway. But I just wanted to bring the tent, my bedding, something to change into tomorrow, and my wash bag, and then some food for tonight really. And it's quite nice to just keep it simple. Yeah, it feels strange being out again. I think it must be getting on for 8:30 now, so it's obviously still really light. I've not seen anyone else pass along the path since, and obviously I'll probably be getting up quite early in the morning anyway. But yeah, we've still got bagpipes and the church bells are still going, so I'm not sure what's going on tonight, but hopefully they'll quieten down later and it will just be me and the wildlife and the bugs, unfortunately. This is the first time in a tent staying over, so I do feel a little bit, I don't feel anxious as such, but it's just something to get used to. And I'm not on a mountainside. I am in lovely, lovely woods, but there are paths and there will be people walking dogs and things here. So being stealthy, I've not really had much of a go at, but it's such a beautiful night. It's been about 25, 26 degrees today, and it's really, really still. There's no wind. I think it's going to be a bit cooler tomorrow, but that's okay. So yeah, anyway, I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to stop rabbiting on and I'm going to get us set up and I'll show you what I brought with me. It's not actually that exciting. I had to eat both my chocolate bars earlier because they were melting, so now I've got no dessert and I've only got water to drink. I didn't even bring a hot chocolate because, well, I'm too hot for one, so cold drinks it is. So I should have brought something for dessert, shouldn't I really? But never mind. I hope we see some deer. I haven't seen any today. In fact, I've not seen any wildlife really at all since I've sat down here. Not even the sheep. I've not even seen the sheep tonight so far. So tonight I decided just to keep it simple and bring the gas canister again. I've just got my little simple stove that just opens up. Nice and simple. You can get these really cheap off Amazon. I can't remember how much it was, about £15 I think, and then it just screws on. So tonight's a bit of a mishmash of dinner because I'm a bit poorly prepared. So we've got a smoky cheese and pancetta pasta in sauce. Oh. Oh, that's too much. I think that's enough. Oh, gosh, I'm being really... So, last time I used this, it stuck really bad to the actual titanium, so I've just lined it with foil and I've brought my oil with me, and I'm going to hopefully see if this helps it being less sticky. That's the plan, and I'm hoping this is now defrosted. So in here I've bought some beautiful pork shoulder, or is it pork ribs? Boneless ribs I think it is, and it's marinated in sweet and sour, and it smells really... I had these last night. I froze these ones, so they're still quite chilled. They've defrosted, but they're nice and cool, which is great. That's perfect for what I wanted. Oh yeah, I've got this round my neck ready for when it goes dark later. Those church bells are still ringing. What time is it? Let me look. It's 9:15. So the only thing about using bug spray is I keep touching my skin, and it doesn't taste very nice. So don't do what I just did there. Better give that a bit of a stir. So it's just about done. I'm going to let that sit there, and I'm going to put my frying pan on. Let's get that oil hot. Oh, these smell so good. Oh, I hope this works. Ooh. That smells so good. I would say they look about done. So this is dinner tonight. Yeah. And I haven't got a sharp knife, so I'm just gonna have to. I can't use my fingers because they taste of bug spray. So I'm just gonna have to stab them with my plastic fork and eat them like a cave woman. These pasta and sauces are so good, and the longer you let them sit, the nicer they are, really. So. Oh yes, and by the way, 5,100 subscribers on the account now. Really pleased. Thank you so much for everyone that's supporting me. And it's taken about a year to get there. This time last year I had about 500 subscribers, and it's amazing. After the year I've had in my personal life, having the support from you guys and being able to create these little videos. Okay, they're not all brilliant, I know that. And they're not very well planned, and sometimes they're not very well filmed, like the one today really, but I'm having fun, and it gives me a reason to go out and do things like this, because I quite easily stay at home indoors. But having to feel like I have to, not that I have to make YouTube videos, but feeling like I have a reason to go out because I make YouTube videos, it really pushes me, because I really wouldn't otherwise. I would have stayed home quite happily today, but I thought, no, you know what? I want to try this tent out, and I want to show you that I've tried this tent out. The bugs are getting me now. So yeah, I pushed myself to come today, and I'm really pleased I did, but it's because of you guys that I do these videos now. I'll always be doing things that I enjoy, but pushing myself out of my comfort zone like tonight, I wouldn't be doing that if I wasn't making YouTube videos. So thank you for getting me out, creating these videos so you can share these adventures with me. So I'm in the tent, and there's some really strange noises going on. Now it's started to go dark. Somehow I managed to have a giant moth in here, even though I had it all zipped up. A moth had got in, so I had to try and get the moth out. Anyway, I quickly zipped myself in, but now I can't see. There's a little air vent at the top there, but I can't. Oh, I suppose if I sit like this, I can see out. There's some really strange noises going on out there, and I have no idea. I can hear the sheep and the cows, obviously, but there's some really strange noises. I'm assuming they're like ducks or something. I don't know. So yeah, great stuff. There's quite a lot of room in this little tent. I've left the main door half open still. So if it rains, I'm stuck really, because I remember I used a carabiner to clip it on the back of the guy line to hold the door open. I'm a bit worried about all the creepy crawlies coming in. I was alright while I was sat there, but now since I saw that moth in here and there was a spider on the outside trying to get in, whew, so yeah, hopefully I'm all zipped in and there's no one else here with me. So I think what I'll do is I'll leave it there for tonight. Unless something exciting happens, I'll grab the camera. Can you hear that noise? What is it? I hope you can hear that. I hope it's picking up. I have no idea what that is. Gosh. Morning. cold. Too cold. Woke up about 3 o'clock to young boys shouting. I had to get up about 3:30. I decided to put my leggings on. I'm just too cold. It's supposed to be about 16 degrees, but it feels colder than that. Yeah, these boys were shouting, and I know sound travels more in the dark, so I don't know how close they were. Anyway, it's now about 4:30 and the birds are starting to wake up, and I'm a bit cold. I'm comfortable, but just cold. So I didn't bring enough things with me, and the wind's got up. Now, the tent's staying up beautifully. There's no condensation. I just needed my warm sleeping bag, so I'm going to stay in a bit longer. I'm not getting up yet. It's too early. I think it's only about 4:30. But yeah, the birds are waking up. The animals are waking up. And it's windy. Morning. It's 5:30. I think I must have fell asleep for about 20 minutes. It's cold. I'm going to get packed up. I don't want to get up because it's cold, but I'm going to force myself to get up and get packed up now. It's 5:30. Oof. I'm not a morning person. I keep hearing gunshots. Is it grouse shooting? I don't know. I shut the door at about 4 in the morning, the main door. I'm glad I did because it's so windy out, it's cold. So apart from that weird little creature buzzing all night, it's the only way I can describe it really, and the children, or boys, what age they were, shouting from 3:30 in the morning, and then gunshots starting at 5 in the morning, and the birds chirping from 4 in the morning. I felt cold. I woke up it was about 3:30 when those boys were shouting, and then I just couldn't sleep, so I had to get up and put these leggings on that I had, and this fleece that I had, and yeah, I felt cold. I would have been probably comfortable if I wasn't cold, so this sleeping bag is way too thin. Yeah, it's been quite windy, but the tent seems to have held up absolutely fine, from what I can tell, and there's plenty of room in it. It's a little bit saggy baggy, but that might still be the way I've pitched it. I don't know, so I need to maybe pull that bit out. I'm not sure, but it's fine. It's a shelter. There's no condensation at all. I've had the door shut all night. I'm going to get the inside packed down, and I shall see you on the outside once I'm a bit more awake. I feel very jaded this morning. So the Lanshan then, you can see the guy line is all the way over here. It runs to the top and then straight over the top, right over to that point over there. This one here, it starts way back here and it goes to a 60 centimetre loop that I made here, and then it runs over the back, through the back loop and then down, and that can be extended further out, which will lift the back of the tent up, apparently. I don't know. I use the carabiner just to hook the door back, so I can take that off now. and that seemed to work quite well. And yeah, and the side, again, there's a peg back there. It runs to the loop there, through the top loop, to that loop, and then way over there. And that really did seem to help pull the sides out. Yeah, but it's actually really spacious. Really spacious, so yeah, I'm pleased with it actually, and it's so light to carry. So yes. Right, time to get it packed down. Excuse what I look like. I've kind of just thrown on every item of clothing that I've got with me, which isn't a lot. I've also noticed that the batteries in this camera seem to be running out quite quickly, so I'm not sure whether I'll be able to end this video with a walk on camera at least. So I am going to say goodbye to you now while I pack up the tent. I'm going to pack up the tent and have a little wander down to probably the Nine Ladies Stone Circle and round before I go back to the car. But yes, once again, thank you for watching. It wasn't the best camp, I'm not going to lie, but it was my first one, and I've learnt a lot already from this one. First one of the year, and I had a beautiful swim yesterday and a wild camp, so there's things to think about. Better food, a better sleeping bag. It wasn't that warm, and another pair of hiking boots would have been helpful. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.